All right, a new report revealing federal farm support expected to reach $55.4 billion this year, equaling about $360 for every U.S. taxpayer. Now, in an interview with Farm Journal's Margy Eckelkamp, we take a closer look at where those dollars are going and what it means for American culture. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. We're talking about the $55 billion in farm support. What does that actually mean to farmers and taxpayers?
So the Trump administration is requesting $11.1 billion in additional supplemental agricultural assistance. If approved, that would add to the already $44.3 billion that the USDA's Economic Research Service has estimated for farmers this year. So that's where that total of $55.4 billion comes from.
Right, so it's divvied up a little bit.
So it is coming in multiple stages. It's also important to note that when we talk about the farm safety net, we're not just talking about one type of program, one type of policy. It really is a collection of those. So that includes everything from traditional crop insurance to market price support mechanisms, historical entitlements, also conservation programs, and then some small amount of subsidies that go to commodities such as sugar.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the farmers. For farmers who are struggling with the lower commodity and the prices, the higher costs, how important are these payments right now?
So we are in year 4 or year 5 of a down cycle for much of row crop agriculture. And that farm safety net is really designed to be counter-cyclical. What we're watching now is the direction and the duration of these payments that are helping farmers get through hard times of lower crop prices, higher input prices.
Okay, and so we were talking about the phrase you use, bridge and peer. Can you kind of break that down? What does that mean? And as far as what's the big question facing agriculture?
So the analysis that we did with Meridian Ag Advisors and their chief economist, Wes Davis, looks at that direction and duration of the farm safety net, and is it a bridge, as it has functioned in the past, to get farmers from a hard time into better economic conditions? Or are we going in a direction for a longer duration that is more of a peer, putting in more structural support that would become more of how the farm economy functions and works itself?
Okay, so would it be fair to say that the peer is more of a permanent fixture, like a peer would be, and the bridge would just be to kind of help the farmers handle what's going on to get them, until they're in a better situation, so to speak?
I think that's fair. And there's a ratio that we can look at here that helps illustrate that. So historically, the analysis from Meridian Ag Advisors shows that U.S. farmers, about 7 to 8% of their total farm gross receipts are coming from these farm safety net programs. But this year, that share is moving higher to closer to 10 to 12%. Now, in recent history, it's been even higher. So if you look back to 2002, that was up to 20%. So that's how the farm safety net can change with the times, again, to bridge farmers from hardship into more prosperous times.
Definitely a big debate over this topic, right? Let's talk about the future. The economists, they said they're worried about the payments right now for it maybe becoming a permanent thing instead of temporary, just to kind of help them.
So there are a couple of farm policies that have given us a little bit more kind of insights into the direction of our current farm policy. So many of those traditional farm programs were in the One Big Beautiful Bill, and then currently on Capitol Hill, they are finalizing the Farm Bill. So that is something to watch as far as how the Farm Bill is finalized, as well as the administration's request for the supplemental aid.
Okay. And lastly, what should farmers be watching out for? I know you just mentioned that, but in the next several months, when it comes to the government policy and the makers, and also maybe break it down a little bit in simpler verbiage for the consumer.
I think it's important to note that farmers are running farm businesses, and an overwhelming majority, 98% of our farmers are family farms. So these are really family businesses that are the foundation for many of our rural economies and small towns. And so helping farmers get through tougher times of lower crop prices, higher input prices from a farm policy standpoint can be a way of supporting rural America and stabilizing many of those small town businesses.
Okay, I just wanted to touch because it was really interesting when we had talked earlier. You had mentioned that when you think of the farmers, right, they're not just doing the output as far as their product, they're also helping the economy as a whole. They're buying supplies and all of that. Can you just touch on that briefly?
Yeah, farmers are producing the food, fuel, and fiber for our country, but they are also the folks who are shopping at the hardware store. They are the customers of the local mechanic. They are the folks who are supporting those farm input businesses that are scattered throughout rural America. So that's really why they are so foundational to many small towns, even buying fuel at the local, gas store. So they really do help provide for those rural economies while also producing the outputs that are their farm products, their crops, their livestock.
Hence the importance of keeping them going.
Yeah, and why this is important for everyone to think about on how farmers are supported and how that translates across rural America.
All right. Anything you'd like to add that you think would be important for the viewers or the farmers to know?
I think if you really want to break it down in dollars and cents, so that this is resonating to everyone, if you do take that proposed $55.4 billion in this year's kind of farm safety net collection of programs, you spread it evenly across 153.8 million U.S. taxpayers, that total is about $360 per taxpayer.
All right. Definitely something for everybody to keep up with, right? Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.